Oh, the wisdom of the Buddhist monks. I remember being in Thailand and getting taught some incredible lessons. Let me share one with you.
Be manly and the legends of humanity. Welcome to the fellowship of honorable men and women role models for boys and men, because you have the power to be a man in all its glory.
Hey guys, Randy here with The Living Adventure. So in my travels around the world, studying human behavior and trying to discover myself and this thing inside me called high sensitivity, I visited many Buddhist monasteries in Cambodia and Laos and Thailand. And I remember talking to one monk and having a great conversation with him. And he told me a story. Now, this story isn't really true. It's just kind of a story. And as all stories, they're embellished and they're, elaborated on. But I want to share it with you because it was very, very valuable to me. And what the story goes is he says that imagine that you are a Buddhist monk and that you have dedicated your entire life to becoming a high priest. And in so doing that, you have studied and studied and studied and studied and studied the traditional ways and the belief structures of that particular Buddhism, really. In order to graduate from a monk into this high priest, you go before the grand priest and he asks you one question. Now, you only have one opportunity to answer that question. And so you must be prepared in order to do so. That's why the Buddhist monks study their entire lives for that one question, because if you do not get the question correct, then you never can go before the grand priest again and try. It's a one-shot deal. So imagine that you're a Buddhist monk and that you've studied your entire life, and you go before the grand priest, and this is the question that he asks you. Hypothetically, we have a glass jar, and in that glass jar is the ashes of our ancient ancestors, the most sacred thing in the world to us. Somehow, a goose egg has gotten into that glass jar and hatched. How do we solve this problem? So a lot of people have said, well, break the glass jar. Well, if you break the glass jar, then we lose the ashes of our ancient ancestors, and that can't happen. And they say, well, kill the goose. Well, if we kill the goose, that goes against our Buddhist beliefs in that all life is sacred. So you can't do that either. So the real answer is something far much easier. And it goes back to the very first word of the problem, hypothetical, meaning that this problem doesn't exist. And a lot of our problems in life are hypothetical. We create them in our heads and we exaggerate them. And I've had people, when I've told them this story, I've had people spend weeks trying to come up with the answer, dwelling on it, concentrating on it, asking again and again, never coming up with the correct answer. And the correct answer, guys, is that the problems that we create in our heads might just be hypothetical. And so as highly responsive people, we learn how to differentiate between the real problems and the hypothetical ones. I hope that helps you. Have a great day.
Before you go, you're invited to continue the Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity journey. Subscribe to our YouTube and become a patron, where you can become a courageous crusader, a wise warrior, a daring dynamo, and even an ascending avenger. Here you'll find all the tools to become a man in all its glory. We're honoured to walk side by side with you on this extraordinary adventure. Together, we're unleashing the full power of manhood, creating a better world for everyone.